Updating the operating system. Your greatest enemy is not the Nigerian government or the West, who are fighting alongside them to dismantle IPOB and the Biafra struggle. It is your mind as a Biafran. How do you process information that comes across your path, even without needing a fortune teller to reveal critical hidden details? How do you discern when lies and deception come in the guise of pure truth? Are you strong enough mentally to see beyond the mere professions of detractors? IPOB is not a one-man struggle, but an institution with strategic leadership structures and functional departments, all united in pursuit of the restoration of a sovereign Biafra. These structures are the operating system of IPOB. Just as a phone or computer functions in daily operations using provided software and data, these structures leverage information, funding, expertise, connections, and lessons learned from past events to advance the struggle. This is why the movement has not stopped since the kidnapping and subsequent extraordinary rendition of IPOB's supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to Nigeria over the past 4 years. Those who claim that the Biafra struggle has been dormant since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's abduction lack a cognitive understanding of what IPOB stands for and the patterns of events, whether passive or active. They think this way because Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu focused on educating Biafrans and the global audience about the plight of Biafra, sharing critical information and hints about what is to come. He raised global consciousness to appreciate the dignity of human lives in this part of the world, as well as among all aggrieved indigenous populations, unfortunate enough to be trapped in the colonial construct called Nigeria. He did an exceptional job of creating public awareness, while simultaneously managing secret internal activities that have contributed to IPOB's resilience today and the level of protection Easterners enjoy in Nigeria, while other regions are displaced into IDP camps by invading Fulani terrorists. In his absence, IPOB's activities in pursuit of a sovereign Biafra have not stopped for a single day. They have seen continuous improvement, but still face obstacles that have prevented certain critical efforts from achieving public fruition. One of those obstacles is the mindset of many of the people IPOB represents, rather than the adversaries opposing them. The most potent weapon of an oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. When a false flag operation targets the struggle, some Biafrans are seen pointing accusing fingers at IPOB and ESN, alongside the enemies, claiming they are the source of all insecurities in the East. They forget that before IPOB, there was the Ogoni crisis in the South during Sani Abacha's regime in 1993. They also overlook that the rise of criminal gangs and terrorism in the East from the 1990s to 2000 was a major factor that led to the emergence of Bakassi in Aba and Onitsha. Criminal syndicates were notoriously run by different political parties and figures who used them to their advantage at the expense of the common man's life. Have we forgotten how armed robbery, one-chance scams, 419 fraud, and human trafficking became commonplace? When Boko Haram emerged, it swept through the north, heading south to join their Fulani herdsmen brothers, who were already domiciled in our forests, bushes, and farmlands, raping, killing, and maiming our people before IPOB ESN intervened. How is it that some Ndi Igbo lack the mental capacity to understand that the enemies, who control the mainstream media, would want the eviction of the same ESN that halted their sinister plot to overrun the East? These individuals have become an integral part of the nemesis plaguing IPOB over the years, spreading lies and infiltrating parts of Orlu and Orsu provinces, falsely claiming that IPOB and Biafra agitators are responsible for their pain and suffering, when the reverse is true. Was this not the same tactic used against our Biafran brothers in the coastal region, the Ibibio, Ogoni, Izon, Ejegam, etc., causing them to turn their backs on their kin in the hinterland, thereby dividing the Biafran nation into embittered tribal segments? How, then, can the current Biafra struggle, led by this institution, effectively move forward to achieve greater international feats while facing internal blackmail and propaganda. Do you not realize that the struggle cannot function effectively without the inclusive support of all Biafrans? For IPOB to move forward, it must shift from excessive media drama to focusing on covert activities and robust diplomatic efforts, which you will never see or hear about in the media. This is what it means to update the operating system. Imagine using a 2014 operating system to run 2025 software applications on your phone or computer. It would crash your device if not updated. This is the phase IPOB finds itself in. Do not expect media rants, threats, or promises. Expect silent results. Why do you think that, within barely a year of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's rendition, IPOB was able to deploy over 200,000 ESN operatives without announcing recruitment? How is it that they also evolved to include hundreds of precision snipers in the ESN operation without making online promises or rants? This is where you should recognize that much is happening behind closed doors. All you need to do is update and strengthen your mind to comprehend these facts and provide unwavering support and encouragement. If your mind, as a Biafran, is strong enough and equal to the task IPOB is pursuing, the enemies can achieve nothing but their own downfall and destruction. In the end, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be freed, and Biafra will emerge a free nation. Written by MNK Jr.